Hi, this is MC of Healthy by George. I come to you every Thursday and Sunday. And what I really want to talk about, the last time we talked on Thursday, were three things that we can think about for longevity. And that was nutrition, and it was basically movement. And then the third thing was about being in a community or supportive relationships that will help with our mental health.
Welcome to Healthy by George. I want you to know that this is for informational purposes only, and it should not be considered as medical advice, nor does it have anything related to my employer. So it's always best for you to check with your own medical provider before you do anything that I recommend or for any medical treatments. So please join me, hit that subscribe button, and turn on notifications so you never miss an episode.
Today, I want to talk about other things that we can also include. So, the main things that we need to also think about in our desire to be the healthiest version of who we are as we get older is, how are we sleeping? Our sleep is such a huge component of our health and wellness. Being someone who has a wonderful sleep habit is really what can give us that refreshing, revitalizing, deep sleep that we require so that our body has the best opportunity for repair. I know I struggle with sleep, and I'm working hard in the coming year to come up with some supplements and some practices of going to bed earlier, which is a challenge, of putting away these devices where you've got blue light in your eyes, getting up in the morning. It's not that I don't know what to do about the sleep. The problem is that when I lay my head down, how am I gonna feel sleepy? So I'm trying some experiments. I bought myself a cuddly blankie. I know this sounds silly, but I'm going to try it. Something that you hold on and can stroke is a comforting thing. That might be something that'll help me wind my mind down. I'm also going to put on a wave sound machine, and I think that's going to be something that helps me as well. I'm going to make the room dark. I'm going to make it a little cooler in here because that's another contributor to helping you sleep. And I'm just going to keep exploring until I figure out something as a practice that will give me the best sleep I can have during the day or during each day, how I can get my good sleep. Because I definitely know when I don't get good sleep, look at these bags under these eyes, I just look so fatigued and tired. And guess what? I feel tired all day. And I hate the way that feels. So I don't know. Are you someone like me as you get older, you're struggling to have better sleep? It's a very big tough. The other thing besides sleep that we can think about is, how are we challenging our minds? Yesterday, I was talking to someone about the complexity of music, and frankly, I think everyone should take up the aspect of learning to read and play an instrument with music. Because when I was talking about it, I got so emotional because it's a lovely way challenging our brain to do one thing. You're learning the notes on the scale. 2, you're learning the rhythm patterns of those notes. And 3, the eye-hand coordination to where your hands and go. And what was so wonderful as I was thinking about it is that as you share this process, learning it either with a piano or a keyboard, once you learn how to read music, no matter what, you can approach any instrument, your voice, no matter how you sound, your voice, guitar, any instrument that you can read music and pluck and make an association. That note there is an F or a G or a C, and that represents this key in this configuration, is tremendous. And that it is hard, it can be hard, but the joy, the sheer joy that I feel when I'm working in music is, I can't even describe it. It gives me such an emotional feeling of satisfaction and pleasure, and it takes me off away from my stress or overthinking. It's like an immediate way of helping our brains not only grow and become more flexible as we get older, but it also gives us this kind of, I think, this natural, necessary connection to this nonverbal component of communication, which is music. If you don't put lyrics to music, I always think of that song, it's called Phenomenal. 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 There's no words, but it's fun. It has rhythm. It has pitches. It's so playful. And immediately when you start doing it and singing that back, it is catchy and thrilling to do. And wouldn't that be cool to know what those pitches were on the page and that you could replicate that on an instrument of some kind, no matter what? So I encourage you, challenge your brain to learn how to read and engage in music. I think that the satisfaction of that is beyond what potentially our brains are getting by struggling through it. I think it's such an innate human aspect of who we are to engage in making musical sounds. So I implore you, go learn some music if you don't. Even for myself, I studied music for a very long time. I still am doing music and voice. I still practice playing piano because, frankly, it gives me such pleasure to play the keyboard and to look at the notes and hear the rhythms and feel my fingers going through it. It's so wonderful. So please go out there, explore playing an instrument, learning to read what those notes and symbols and rhythms represent. It's super exciting, but it is complex. And I can't tell you how much satisfaction you will have, even if it's learning how to play Mary, Mary Had a Little Lamb. Okay? So the third thing I want to say, besides staying mentally active, is to figure out, as we get older, sometimes whatever we've been doing in our lives becomes boring. Are you still connected to the purpose of what you do during the day? Your purpose of being here on this world? Are you still doing something that makes you feel purposeful, that you have a passion to do? Whether it's, for me, I feel purposeful when I'm trying to help people understand the complexity of our health, especially when it comes to chronic pain. I feel a passion about helping people manage chronic pain because it's difficult. I have some chronic pain myself, and it's something we all must face sometimes as we get older, that chronic pain is here. And I just want to do everything I can to help others feel supportive about the tools that they can choose to help themselves with chronic pain. And so do you have a purpose that you're exploring? Or maybe there's something that you let go of many years ago, maybe in high school, or maybe you were someone who really loved the passion of playing around with paint or coloring or some kind of structured knitting or crocheting or what they call fabric art. I have a dear friend who told me all about her being part of someone who did all of this kind of fabric art. Maybe that's something that you should pick up, a purposefulness that you feel expresses you. It feels you're sharing some inner purpose within you. Is there some way that you feel you want to serve a community or do something of service with your life as you go towards these last decade of being in existence? I know this is something that crosses my mind. Is what I'm doing daily, is it have some purpose behind it? I think sometimes we get caught up in the purpose of making money, which is important. We have to pay for the roof over our head, the clothes on our back, the foods that we eat in our refrigerator, and that sustains our life. But at the end of the day, money is not everything. It's also about how can we be of service and also take whatever it is that is our inner aspiration of connecting to who we are as human beings and finding a connection to our purpose here. Whether it's that you want to be someone who can help the younger generation understand things better now that you've learned so much about life as you've grown older, maybe you want to teach, maybe you want to mentor. That's something I know a lot of young people are looking for, mentors. Rethink this as we go through these last few weeks of 2024. Rethink, how am I engaging in purposefulness in my lives? So those are the three things I'm thinking about this time. Sleep, how am I mentally challenge myself? And 3, connecting to the purposefulness of my life. How are you thinking about these things for yourself as we wind down 2024? Let me know in the comments. Be well, my friend. You have this one precious life. Let's live it intentionally. Bye-bye.
So thank you so much for joining me at Healthy by George. I hope you found the information inspiring and that it encourages you on your wellness journey. Because remember, your body, your well-being are a most precious gift, and every tiny action taken daily can make a huge difference. I hope the information here is educational purposes and is not meant to replace your medical care. See your doctor and talk about what works for you. If you enjoyed today's content, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Your support means the world to me, and it helps me continuing creating content that inspires and empowers you to live your best life. Goodbye for now, and join me again at the next Healthy by George.